Welcome to this game that I played, which is majorly about counterattacking and playing tempo moves, especially when you are down in the game and not giving up. So, without further ado, let's get into the game. The game started here. I'm playing black, obviously, and my opponent started with e4, and my opponent is playing white. Good move. Trying to control the center. I replied equally. Knight attacking my center pawn, defending my center pawn for knight's game, and my opponent decides to attack my knight. Unfortunately, I miscalculated here, thinking that I actually didn't miscalculate. I thought I could get my pawn back if I allow my opponent to capture the defending knight. And yes, theoretically, I should be able to get it back, but at this point, playing the move knight takes pawn. This knight should be taking this pawn, but unfortunately, I played a queen move, thinking the knight would retreat and then I would take the pawn. But unfortunately, I missed that there's a defense. I tried to remove the defender of this defense. My opponent did the right thing, castled, took their king out of the center. That's what you should be doing. And I thought I could, try to reduce the powerful pawn center that my opponent has, and I took a center pawn. My opponent rightfully captures with the queen, and there I tried to remove the queen from the defense of the knight, but because my king is still in the center and I have open lines, I got a check from my opponent. And here I had to think for a while on what to do. Should I give up on getting this pawn back and pretty much do a little bit of exchange here? But I thought, why not, try to attack the queen, which was a blunder on my part, because then I lost a second pawn. Notice that my queen is threatening to take my rook if I should take this bishop, and beside, I'm being exposed to a potential double check with this knight coming here to check my king, and also a discover check on my king from white's queen. I took a moment to do this and I felt, okay, I have three pieces attacking my position. Uncastled king, the rook can swing in at any point to make four pieces. I'm still not developed. Maybe I should reduce one of the attacking force, which I did while understanding that there is a potential double check, which would make me lose my rook. But at this point, I had no choice. I'm kind of losing the game already. And so I got in a position where I had to start, attacking. Now my opponent has, two pieces developed. I have two pieces developed also. I'm kind of losing in terms of piece count, but I felt if I could seize the opposition and start counter-attacking, which is what this video is about, maybe I could get a chance. So I started with a threat to mate my opponent on h2, which my opponent saw and defended. And then I decided that, okay, another tempo season move, an attacking move, if I could, threaten to either take the rook or maybe possibly find a means to combine my bishop and my queen to mate on this square. So I started with that plan. Now opponent decided to counterattack right away, because of course the queen is better than the rook, right? So I continue with my plan of counterattacking and mating on this square, and this is the point where my opponent blundered, and my plan, started working. It looks like a free bishop. It looks like you have three pieces against my king, but this is a complete blunder by my opponent taking the bait. My opponent took the seemingly free bishop, but this is where he lost the game. And so I was ready to mate in one move. Now my opponent has to make sure that they mate me first before I mate them. Unfortunately, they're not able to do this. I got to check first. My opponent being desperate now, got out of check. Second check, moved closer to both two pieces. Now only one of these pieces defended, and my opponent has to keep the tempo. My opponent decided to check again. I took one of the pieces. My opponent needs to continue the tempo because I'm making next move. My opponent decided to check. I took the second piece. My opponent decided to check again. My opponent resigns at this point because I have no more checks and I win the game.